Welcome to News 9's International News. I'm with you, Luna. Within days of invading Ukraine in February 2022, Russia lost control of the assets its central bank held in foreign currencies abroad. Some $300 billion was frozen in the European Union, United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and Japan, about half the bank's holdings, as Ukraine's allies sought to hobble Russia's ability to wage war. Legally, the money belongs to Russia, but the EU, which holds the largest chunk, about $207 billion, is struggling to find a legal way to use Russia's money to rebuild Ukraine's shattered infrastructure. Some experts believe Russia's money could even be used to generate immediate benefits for Ukraine's war effort, especially since $60 billion of US military aid remains stalled in Congress. On January 29, EU leaders told European financial institutions to keep separate accounts for Russian immobilized money, along with any profits made from investing it, pending a decision on what to do. This decision paves the way for the Council to decide on a possible establishment of a financial contribution to the EU budget raised on these net profits, to support Ukraine and its recovery and reconstruction at a later stage, said the European Council. The G7 supported its decision. So far, the EU has been putting out into the public domain the idea of taxing this money, Anton Moiseyenko, an international law expert at Australian National University, told Al Jazeera. What we're seeing today is the beginning of a more ambitious approach. Separating the profits suggests that the entire proceeds might be sent to Ukraine, Moiseyenko said. The proceeds could amount to between $15 billion and $17 billion over 4 years. The legal reasoning is that Russia will, at some point, be called upon to pay compensation for invading Ukraine. What we have here is a recognized debt. Russia owes reparations to Ukraine, said Moiseyenko. At some point, it does become rather perverse that we all know Russia owes the debt, and we're going to pay Ukraine to rebuild, but we're not going to touch the Russian money. I would invest it in the defense industry, Maria Gavunali, an international law professor at Athens University and director of the Hellenic Foundation for European and Foreign Policy, a think tank, told Al Jazeera. We wouldn't be buying bullets to send Ukraine, we'd be making bullets to send Ukraine. Under such a formula, you could use the entire principle of $207 billion as well. As the proceeds, Gavunali said. EU Internal Market Commissioner Thierry Breton last month floated the idea of a €100 billion, $108 billion, European Defence Investment Programme, EDIP, to revive Europe's dormant defence industries, without specifying where the money would come from. It would, perhaps, be the first time in history that an aggressor's assets would be used to help the defender's war effort, Gavunali said. Investing Russia's money would enable the EU to plow vast resources into raising the production of artillery rounds and air defense missiles, which Ukraine sorely needs. But, she said, it would not amount to a confiscation of Russian assets, which would be illegal. When the war is over, there has to be an accounting. It has to be clear that Russia's property can be returned to Russia. If it is going to be kept against reparations, to rebuild Ukraine, that will be decided at that time, she said. Ukrainian experts go further, still. Russian money could be leveraged and used as collateral for loans worth several times its nominal value, Timofey Milovanov, president of the Kiev School of Economics, told Al Jazeera. You can get much more than the proceeds if you need to, Milovanov said. It also serves to bring a sense of fairness. As attractive as all this sounds, there are also serious risks involved, bogging the discussion down in a legal and political morass of dissent and fear of consequences. The EU was meant to propose a legal formula to make use of Russia's assets last December, but nothing of this emerged publicly. Another discussion was to be held earlier this month, but, again, there was no decision.